Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history.
40 was not enough for LeBron James to avoid the second sweep of his career. More importantly, the Denver Nuggets are headed to the NBA Finals for the very first time in franchise history. It's Playoff Central Live, presented by AT&T 5G here from our Atlanta studio. Greg Anthony, Sam Mitchell. I'm Matt Weiner. Good to have you along with us. Denver won this game essentially in the third quarter when they outscored the Lakers by 20. LeBron James was spectacular in the first half, looked tired at times in the second half, still had the ball in his hands with a chance to tie it up and send this to overtime.
He did, but I think you made the point. That third quarter, the way Denver came out and just set the tone defensively, they were just as aggressive as they had been all game long, and then offensively got into a great rhythm. Jokic was terrific. Jamal Murray, solid as well. But I thought the X factor was Aaron Gordon. He was incredible tonight. Asked to have to go out and guard LeBron James, and then also to provide the kind of offensive spark he did as well, chipping in with 22 points. I thought he really was the difference for Denver in a tough game, a closeout game for a team that had never been in that situation before. You have to tip your cap to the Nuggets.
I just thought the Lakers stopped doing what they did in the first half. I mean, look, LeBron still had the ball in the third quarter, but he was playing more at the point guard. In that first half, he played 15 feet in. He was doing a lot of posting up. He was putting himself in a position where one or two dribbles, he'd get into the basket. Then when they tried to sag and double, he was picking them apart. In that third quarter, it's almost like he took a step back and said, okay, I'm going to play point guard. I'm going to let these other guys do the work. In a game like this, LeBron had to recognize and realize that, look, and he may have got tired, but at the end of the day, they stopped playing through him in that third quarter, and then they stopped attacking. They gave Denver a chance to get their rhythm. And once Denver got their rhythm and started making shots, and the Lakers started missing shots, and that tide started to turn, you can look in the Lakers' face. They started to panic, and they understood they were in trouble. And then at that point, you had Denver had the advantage, because who you going to trust in this series? Jamal Murray and the Joker, or LeBron and AD? And if you look at LeBron, how he played, but look at AD offensively. Look, AD played great defense, playing defense and rebounding, but they needed more points from AD. What, they had 20 points, 21 points, something like that?
21 with some late free throws.
Yeah, but they needed 28 to 30 points from him, along with the 40 from LeBron.
6 made field goals for Anthony Davis. Why do you think they don't run more specifically for AD to get him more offense, more shots?
Matt and Greg will tell you this. Stars, you played with Patrick. What would Patrick say to you if you went down, he came down the court 2 times and touched the ball?
Yeah, he would.
And it wouldn't have been nice. Look, you Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis demands the ball, he's going to get the ball. And LeBron, he's going to get it, but you got to demand it. And Greg will tell you this. Sometimes as a player, when you don't step up and demand it, you forget about the guy, or you look away from him, because he is not, you don't see that, I want the ball, I'm going to put this game on my shoulders and take us home. So Anthony Davis didn't present himself like that. Therefore, the Lakers didn't think about it like that.
Well, so when I look at Anthony Davis is not a natural scorer. He's a skill scorer. He's a guy that really depends on you igniting him. You get him easy ones. He's not a guy that you just give to and say, go get me a bucket. He's and I think that's one reason why people get so caught up in, he's so inconsistent. This is kind of how he plays. If his jump shot's falling, he's not a post-up player.
Right.
That's just not, he's not a natural scorer. To me, I would love to have seen him be more efficient from the field, 6 of 15. But the reality is they got nothing out of D'Angelo Russell. Absolutely nothing. This entire series, but for the one game. And Dennis Schroeder, from an offensive standpoint, doesn't give you a lot. Look, I mean, if you're getting the kind of performance you got from LeBron, I thought Anthony Davis, while he wasn't great, he was good enough. They just needed others to step up. And we talked about it, getting the 22 points out of Aaron Gordon. That's huge. You get 15 and 10 from Michael Porter. Like, they just got more to support their stars than the Lakers did. And that's the fact that Denver is a better team. They just got a better all-around roster. They're more versatile. They can present more problems for you on the offensive side.
Austin Reeves had 17. He's been maybe their most consistent offensive player in the postseason, but not enough tonight for the Lakers. Let's hear from Darvin Ham, His Lakers season has come to an end.
The entire game except for those 4 seconds at the end of the half. What did you make of his effort? And on those final couple possessions, what were you trying to get to with him initiating there?
Well, it was tough. We had a deep corner. Let me just speak on his overall night. I just thought he came out with a mindset to keep this thing going. He came in the building as he's been all year, all throughout the playoffs, with a focus, a determination to get it done by any means necessary. And, I just thank them all. I mean, it was great, the competitive spirit. It was phenomenal. From day one, getting to this point from which we came, digging ourselves out of a deep, deep hole and being able to be a part of this 2023 NBA postseason and then become one of the Final Four teams. It was a hell of a year, hell of an experience, and hell of a turnaround. Did a complete 180. And, he was a big part of that in terms of his communication, his leadership, he and AD both. And he just came out ready to go. With the end of the quarter stuff, the end of the end of the game, I just thought he was trying to get downhill, man. And again, I mean, not to use any excuses or make any excuses, but there's contact on just about every play in the NBA. Now, when you drive the ball and what's considered a violation and what's not, what's called and what's not, it's like I'm oblivious. Like, I don't know. And so all you want is fairness and consistency. It's something I've always said. So just trying to get the ball in the hands of our best player and allow him to go make a play in the area on the floor where he's comfortable. But, again, not to take anything away from Denver. They're a hell of a ball club. They've been great all year, been great for a few years now. They have a hell of a 1-2 punch and Joker and Jamal. I wish them nothing but the best. Mike Malone, happy for him and his staff. They've done a phenomenal job of just establishing a culture up there in Denver, making that a tough place to play. Well-balanced roster, very, very well coached. Some great vets over there, some guys are going to get opportunity to get a ring, I think, for the first time. DeAndre, Jeff Green, those guys. So kudos Ish Smith, like some guys that's been around the league a long, long time. And then Joker, getting an opportunity. Jamal, getting an opportunity to step out on the final stage and try to make something happen. So nothing but love and respect for the Denver Nuggets. Love the way they play and love what they're about. But, we also saw ways that, even though this is year one, and this losing sucks, I think we have opportunity to do something special here also. And we just got to build off of this. Everything we put into turning this thing around, we got to not only sustain it, we got to take it to a higher level. And that's what this summer is going to be about.
Just on that note, zooming out, the way the season started, trade deadline to where you are now, how would you summarize?
I just think it was great. It was nothing but growth, nothing but an education, and staying with it, trying to remain consistent. I told those guys their consistency of coming to the gym from the time where we had talented pieces on the roster, but yet and still something that didn't necessarily fit perfectly together, to the point where we did find the right pieces and they fit, smoothly. The culture that was reset in terms of competitiveness, togetherness, accountability. Us coming to the gym each and every day, trying to get better at something and being focused on getting better at something was nothing short of amazing. It's just been a hell of a year. The support I got, myself personally, my staff, from Jeannie, Rob, it was just to go through some of those tough times early. We don't get that support. We probably don't make it to this point. But again, everybody pulling the rope in the same direction. It was a very, very special year.
Darvin, when LeBron, I think it was in Dallas, goes to the ground, says he hears a pop, meets with people, maybe he needs to have season-ending surgery. At any point, did you envision being able to count on him for 48 minutes in a game. I mean, at that point, you might not have known if you'd get 40 minutes all season. What did he